Welcome to Spirituality Guide 101 for complete newbies and those who don't know where to start. Introduction. So have you experienced something that was either scary or freaked you out and don't know how to explain it? Do you have an interest in the supernatural and it drew you here? Someone recommended you to come here? Or you came to us fresh off the internet and got curious because we advertised or found us some other way. Either way, we are happy to have you here and we will help you to the best of our ability. The basics. Spirits. What is a spirit? A spirit is generally the term we use to describe the deceased, but it can also be an umbrella term for any being that isn't human or alien. It's usually the first one. The second one is used in a general conversation. What you call a ghost is a real person who died. They had a real family and real friends shortly before their passing. You will come across the phrases spirit keeping or spirit companionship. This refers to the practice which is a lifestyle to those in the spiritual community who choose to take care of a ghost and treat them like family. They in return become our teachers and guides throughout life, and we take care in helping them understand Earth. But surely they go to heaven or hell, you may ask, or wherever you believe the dead go. Well, the short answer is yes, they do go there when they have most recently died. But after settling in, the spirit wants to be back amongst the living. This is why they sign up to be guides, and it's nice for them to see Earth. A spirit can be something else besides human? Yes, they can. You have heard stories of mermaids, witches, devils, and angels. I have news for you. It's real. And the only thing stupid about a bullshit story was the fact that the person never told it right. Let me give you an example. In Latin, the word succubus refers to the meaning to lay under, which was the meaning the fool practiced when he was being invisibly humped by one. What was bullshit about his story? He is a male who most likely came running out of his house yelling what sounded like nonsense. The only nonsense thing was the man's penis can't do it the other way around, or he'd be humping his bed frame and mattress. Assume it's made out of straw. We argue all the time, oh, aliens aren't real, and yet we have believers of aliens. What is so wrong about believing other species besides humans exist? It is fundamentally egotistical to believe humans are the only existence. In the Middle Ages, there were men and women who literally account to saying, I saw a mermaid on the beach. Such thing is actually true if more than one person made claim to it. Minority then becomes the new majority. Where do I go when I die? Generally, it is referred to as afterlife. It is your heaven or hell, as most would refer to it. People believe in different things. It is hard to answer where you shall end up, but you will become a spirit that leaves your body after your time is up or you have been killed abruptly. The human, besides their physical organs, bones, and bloods, have chakras, side channels, an emotional body, spiritual body, and astral body. Beyond our physical vessel, which is our body, with all the organs and blood, spiritual body departs and is made up completely of energy, which is our source of being. They say the physical body is made of stardust. Our spiritual body is then made up of our symbological feelings, memories, and our existence, which came from our soul. We then go to our afterlife, quote unquote, and from then you have the options to live the spiritual plane or be a guide to somebody else. If you have a spirit guide, the spirit companion, or you are a quote spirit keeping, that spirit has agreed and chose to be with you through this life. That is the meaning of spirit keeping and companionship. The dead and the living working together. What is this spirit keeping or spirit companionship you refer to? As stated above, it is the consensual agreement that a spirit wants to be your guide, or that they have taken an interest in you and wish to be your friend or lover. Ooh, is that not necrophilia? Well, technically no. You are not having sex with their deceased corpse. It is considered necrophilia when sexual intercourse has occurred with a physical decomposing body. These spirits help you grow and be a better person. They already lived a life, and they used to have their own family. You are new to this as a human being, and there's nothing wrong with them assisting. Is it wrong for an angel to assist you when you are crying and need someone to talk to? Is it wrong for a mermaid to swim beside you while at the beach? They want to be there for you. If they see you in need of help, it is natural for them to want to assist, but it is a kindness, not a demand. Excuse me? You said sex. How is that possible? Okay, I know that look. Yes, I'm a pervert. No shame, and I can respect you all as you're respecting me. When the spirit is filled with a lot of energy, it is easy for it to interact with you depending on how well you can respond to them. If you can respond fast, congrats, you're a natural psychic. If not, don't worry, it can be trained with meditation and other tips. But yes, if you have felt someone advance on your body, from here this is strictly depends on you. If it was a rapish advance, an assault, you are in the right to be offended. They had no right. It varies on how spirits think. A succubus or an incubus thinks that they are being daring and flirty. An angel thinks you are in need of being shown new horizons. A devil may be raunchy, or may be actually raping you. This is where it becomes a problem. You are new to this and are looking very vulnerable. There are tips in this server on how to fend them off, but understand, not all devils are bad people, and not all angels are good to us. There's a reason why they call them fallen angels, and why devils play very discreet. Species earn themselves a reputation, but think of it this way. We are humans. As a people, we have a history of warmongering and raping. We sound just as bad to other races sometimes as if we are the bad people. Important lesson is, there is no such thing as good or evil people, just positive and negative choices people make. Yes, though, it's okay to have an intimate relationship with a spirit or astral entity. So how do I get my own spirit? I'm curious. There are stores out there that label themselves as metaphysical stores or spiritual shops online. You may find them running a Store Envy, Bonanza, or eBay. There are times the spirit is bound to a vessel. This may come in the form of a ring, pendant, or crystal. Then there are other times when it says direct bind to spirit. This means that your spirit body will be linked together with the other spirit, which means a piece of your energy and theirs are forming something akin to an invisible rope that says to anybody else who can see it, we are together. We are friends, lovers, etc., relationships, and we are responsible for each other. Yes, you can have more than one spirit. You can also have yourself direct bind to an astral entity, which I will explain in the next section. As long as you treat each other like equals, they are free to watch TV with you, go to parties together, etc. The seller will have a picture and description of the spirit or astral entity, and will tell you their likes and dislikes. Think of these sellers as an agency for meeting new people. There's only one exception. A god or goddess cannot be a spirit companion. They work on their own terms. I already have a spirit. What do I do now? I did not buy them, I found them. I understand this is your spiritual journey to take. My tips would be to pay close attention to your life and reflect on yourself. Go ahead and ask, why are they with me? Are there other people like me? That is all natural. Things will come to you at a natural pace. I recommend you spend time with them by doing what you want first. They will understand. Talk to them like they are your friend. Hold the door for them in private. Go out for walks together or have a one-on-one chat with them before bedtime. Eventually you will get a mental image of what they look like. You may discover their name through signs or swear you heard it through your ear. Lots of possibilities, but mainly just be yourself. As long as they haven't hurt you, then you're safe to treat them like a friend or lover, whichever is applicable to you. The spiritual and metaphysical community refers to them as unbounds. Some will say they are dangerous. This is just ignorance if you feel you have bonded and known them well. Stay true to your relationship with them if they really mean it to you. Eventually, it'll be up to you whether to have them bound by someone who knows how. It should be someone you trust, or let them be free and remain as they are. The basics. The veil. What is this veil? It is a separation between planes and dimensions. As far as most people know, all humans live on Earth. Then your country is in a state of followed by your local address. Where do you think mermaids live? Santa Monica? Vampires live in Transylvania? You're both right and wrong. This veil was set up at the fall of the ancient civilization. Take it with a grain of salt. Afterwards, in medieval times, people made their claims as sightings of Loch Ness Monster, for example, because as time went by, this curtain between us got stronger and stronger in the modern age. You could say it was set up because humans had no more right or deservedness to know how the vampires, trolls, elves, fairies, etc., like our ancestry may have. In the days of Atlantis, Lemuria, ancient Peru, etc., the earth was the cusp and heightened at the peak of normal people being natural psychics, natural conversation with otherworldly beings. Then one day it all went crashing down. Why? Most believe human stupidity being the short answer. We are the physical plane. The vampires, werewolves, fairies, etc. that shut away from us are of the earthen plane. Spiritual plane is where the dead cross over the afterlife, and the astral plane is the plane where the gods and goddesses originate along with their species who live with them in various worlds. What specifically is the astral plane? It is the plane where the gods and goddesses originate, the home of Zeus and Hades, Yahweh and Satan, Buddha, both the holy and the unholy alike. The astral plane is iconic for their upper realms, the middle realm, and then the underworld. Angels, devils, Pegasus, even vampires and witches. A lot of beings live countlessly in the astral, but they all had origin with the gods in some form or another. It is the judged who come to the astral before the afterlife. In Egypt folklore, you are judged by Anubis, the god of death, who weighs your heart against a feather. He conducts his affairs in the astral plane. Those who have passed his test are free to walk through the shimmering portal that leads to the spiritual plane. This is the Egyptian afterlife. In the angelic realm, those of righteous and caring hearts are granted access to the spiritual afterlife called heaven. In the underworld, those who caught the attention of those are regularly tormented, then placed in the void, which is a collection of spirits intermittently uncomfortable. In the Greek underworld, this is known as the river Styx. Those who pass the judgment of the underworld are forwarded to the afterlife. Can I spirit companion with one of these astral entities, like an angel or a devil? Yes, just like the spirits, they'd be happy to accompany you and see how you live your life. The only condition is that they have their own day lives. They have plans and friends, still alive and socializing. Usually they are excited to have you as a friend or lover, but they make ends meet with their own methods. One such way is waiting till they fall asleep and allocating sleep time to project to us. And vice versa, we going to them is called astral projection. I'll explain that in the next section. Once direct bind to you or a vessel, it's their spirit body matched up with you. Our bodies are together in threes, just like theirs. The bind is a way for the astral entity to be aware when they hear us talking about them or thinking about them. For them, it's a slight nudge to tell them that we want to socialize with them. They are often quite quick to hang out with us. Humans are fascinating to most of them. So explain, what is this astral projection? I explained in What is the Veil that we are separated by this curtain that won't allow us to cross over unless we die. It is a psychic ability all humans have to be able to astral project and OBE. This is difficult at first, but you have nothing but time once you have become aware. This will likely happen to you at least once or more in your whole lifetime, so do not worry. OBE is when we feel like inside of us we are reaching outside of our own bodies, like a floating sensation. Some people do this easier than others. There are exercises you may do to increase your chances of an OBE, but in general it means you'll be able to float out of your body as a spirit. This will mean you'll be floating around where you fell asleep and able to see your spirits in front of you. Do not be alarmed, but it's probable you will anyways. The way to get back into your body is one of two ways: freaking out, which makes your connection unstable so you wake up, or just slide back into your body. To astral project is to be using your astral body as a temporary vessel in order to walk around the astral plane. As a human, you will find your environment looks like a fantasy in the basis of astral that has the intentions to make things happen and come true in all the astral worlds. To begin with, you will stay in your bed and lay down flat on your back. Next, you'll need to stay still and focus your intention. Say to yourself, "I want to go to the astral plane," until you believe it. You will know when you're on the right track when your whole body starts tingling. Do not fight it. Fighting it will break your connection and you'll be back to laying in bed again. After you tingle, just go with the flow and move with it. Do what feels natural, but remain absolutely calm. Then congrats, you astral projected. There's another method called partial astral travel, which is a similar practice. What is the third eye? This refers to the eye that is between your forehead and temple. Your body has a spiritual third eye which doesn't exist on your physical body, but it uses your spiritual body in order to become your eye to be able to see things in the physical. You can use your third eye to see spirits, energy, and feel it like your literal eye once you've mastered this. The third eye has many exercises that can practice this like a muscle. It can be used in multiple ways, like involving magic and intuition, or you may use your third eye to just see with your mind what is in front of you. Imagination is key to focusing your third eye. Those with a terrible imagination will struggle, but you can improve. The basics: magic. What is magic? You expect me to believe this is real? Well, yeah, but honestly, more magic for me if you don't want it. If energy is all around us, then what do we use it for? There are many types of magic, such as healing magic, elemental magic, death magic, love magic, etc. The practicing magicians of everywhere have classed different magics on par with levels of duality: white arts, gray arts, dark arts, and black arts. Every magician and witch knows that these dualities represent natural disposition towards others. To be white art is to be kind and generous. Gray arts to be kind but firm. Dark arts to be more self-thinking and independent. Black arts to be rude, selfish, and morbid. Magic has been sorted into these arts to help differentiate whether a spell is safe or considered able to be handled by its practitioner. A white art person would practice this to heal, to help others, and cure disease, while a black art person, avid about killing people with magic, cursing and hexing, deterrent, and enslaving those around them with their raw power. Everybody who practices magic has their own reasons. It's a resource to give you the added edge in life. Magic is merely intentions and your chosen desire. Energy is merely the feeling of how you want your spell to succeed for your goal. Basically, cause and effect. What is energy? Think of it like this. Energy is science in your protons, neutrons, and electrons in physics. They vibrate around everywhere, and everything is basically made of energy. Your battery stores denser energy. Your electrical socket carries and funnels energy. Energy is all around us. But note how I said electricity? That is a type of energy. It may sound tacky and corny, but what if your car was powered by love? Love energy. That's some hippie thing to say. Don't be ridiculous. You need still petrol, gas. The right apparatus requires the right energy. We are filled with emotions, and it vibrates around us like energy. That is what creates our aura. You want to fill something with love energy, then that's what you would call giving a gift from the heart. Energy carries off us and passes onto another. When somebody gets very violent and verbally abusive, has it ever felt like pins and needles to you, or very sharp and painful that you wouldn't want to be around them? That is negative energy. Do you feel warmth and welcome when you walk towards somebody? That's love and light. Energy can hybridize and join together. Energy can travel off one to another, like when someone said, "Let's pass along the good vibes." If you feel happy yet angry, that's a hybrid energy. You're so happy you want to slap your partner for being an idiot. It projects outwards from us and onto another. I got a good exercise for you to start. Clasp your hands together and press them close. Rub your hands together very fast. You just made friction. Unclasp your hands and you can feel the heat coming off your hands. Let your hands just sit there with the heat. As the heat begins to go away, you feel a tingling just barely apart from the skin of your palms. What did you just do? You made energy to feel from your body. Is binding done with magic? Yes, it is. It is a practice both of spiritual magic and necromancy. Spiritual magic is using the element of spirit to use energy from the spiritual realm and help towards linking one with another. This is a practice of spiritual magic that can be used to heal, help those in need, and use magic to understand emotions. Necromancy, although it can be umbrellaed into spiritual magic, is only misunderstood when someone who practices spiritual magic calls themselves a necromancer. Necromancers have gotten a bad reputation and have become more synonymous word these days, which ties in with abuse to the deceased, the poor handling of spirits, and the raising of zombies. It is a foolish practice of the past that has made slave bindings possible and is applied onto both astral entity and spirit when practiced by a necromancer. Some necromancy spells have a positive influence, but some misguidings of the necromantic bindings that have made abuse of spirit and entity possible. We do not endorse those practices here, although we allow you to stay informed. A force binding is a direct bind between spirit from one to another where the original binding applier has complete control of free will, is able to send harmful currents of negative and akin to electroshock energies, and employs methods of mind control, negative persuasion, and fracturing of the mind. This is why we ask that bindings are done by a trusted person. Spirits have memory of pain. They can feel pain after death. It is their personal torment and discomfort. Astral entities still know pain just like we do. Conclusion. That concludes my teachings for now. I hope you have learned something, enjoyed your introduction into spirituality, spirit companionship, and the supernatural. I leave you now with this picture of a snowy road. Why? Because you have taken your first steps on a spiritual journey, and it may be cold but filled with the experience ahead you'll have. The owners of the server will guide you. The moderators will help you. Look forward to seeing you all here. Otherwise, good day to you. This lesson has been created by Eclipse. You can learn more at his server, the Arcane Librarian. It has been read by Neko.